amazing things technology is doing. The Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology, MEST, in collaboration with the Ghana Enterprises Agency, has held a 3-day roundtable discussion on technology and innovation for the competitiveness of micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. So that's our science news for the week. Let me bring you our science fact. Are you ready? Now, closets contain 50% clothing that are rarely worn. I am guilty, Papa. Some of the things, sometimes I'm taking out some of the things. Say, hey, so this dress is there. So closets contain 50% clothing that are rarely worn. An average of only 7% of clothes in female wardrobes and 47% of male wardrobes are in regular use. See, we the women are doing only 7%. And 47% for the men. Oh, the boys are doing well. A round of applause for the boys. They are doing amazing. We are wearing 70%. I'm not reading right. Is it an average of only 7% of clothes in female wardrobes and 47% in male wardrobes are worn? I now understand. Hey. Anyway, let's get into our conversation about responsible AI. Gifty Antoinette Hukbati. She was one of those privileged ones that got 2 English names. She's the Communications Officer, Responsible AI Lab, abbreviated to RAIL. And then Musa Ibrahim Ali, researcher at Responsible AI Lab, RAIL as well. Good day, lady and gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. Yeah, fine.
Is it true? What's the percentage of clothes you wear in your wardrobe? You?
20%.
20%. Are you sure you are doing 47%?
I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure it will be more than.
It will be more than. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, good to have you. Yeah. I'll start off with you, Madam Hukbati. Can you just give us a general overview of Responsible AI Lab, RAIL? Yeah. It's at KNUST, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it and what's the primary mission?
Okay. So good morning to your listeners and your online viewers. I'd like to say thank you to Professor Jerry John Ponyo, Principal Investigator and Scientific Director of RAIL, for the opportunity. So Responsible AI Lab at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is a leading AI lab which seeks to promote the responsible use and the deployment of inclusive AI by African communities to address the Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. So we do this by building capacity of young minds, of researchers, of AI practitioners on the responsible use of artificial intelligence. We also deploy, we develop, and then we test responsible AI frameworks. We also influence responsible AI practices and policies within Ghana and then Cabo Verde. So we have some thematic areas where we have our research. We have AI in health. Musa will talk more about the innovative works there, but we have the Care for Rare initiative. We have Responsible AI in renewable energy systems, where we deploy AI in renewable energies. We have the agrivoltaic initiative. We have the Responsible AI in agricultural innovations and food security, where we partnered with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and then the PPRSD with funding from GIZ to collect or gather Afrocentric data sets on crop diseases to be able to build or come up with a real crop disease detection toolbox. We also have the Responsible AI and Inclusive Technology Development, which focuses on assistive devices for persons with disability. So we deploy AI tools to make their lives better, improve their lives. Last but not the least is the women in technology theme, where we like to catch them young. So we go to the JHS, the senior high schools, and then we teach these young minds AI, robotics, and then try to groom them, increase their interest in STEM education. When you come to the tertiary, we have the She Course initiative also, where the female university students are trained in coding and all other stuff. So generally, these are the things we do at Real.
Okay, and you have answered 4 questions in one. So I'll just skip all the others. You talked about the collaborations, some of the things you're working on, and the institutions you work with, and all that, and the focus. But responsible AI. I mean, what does it mean, and why is it important? So important that Real has been set up.
Okay, so AI is increasingly becoming very popular and powerful, right? I mean, we use it in our daily lives. Maybe you don't know you are using it, but then you are still using it. So for most iPhone users, the moment you start using Siri, you are using an AI system, right? And it is important that you make it as transparent as possible, make it as fair as possible, and then make it beneficial to your users, right? While the AI systems usually can be used for good, it has the ability to also be used for malicious intent. So trying to use AI in a way that benefits people more than cause harm is what we would term as responsible use of AI. Right, and because not everybody would want to use it in a responsible way, or want to use it to benefit society, or for people to benefit from the good intents of it. It's good that you put in some measures or some checking scenarios where you put in some measure that would prevent others from making the wrong use available for to harm other people. And basically that is what the responsible AI looks at.
Okay.
Making everything beneficial to society
And ensure that there are measures in place that people do not abuse
the use of AI.
the process. Now, how does Real ensure that research translates into real world solutions for societal challenges, Musa?
Okay, so under ROE, we have projects that are classified as impact projects. And they look at some peculiar problems in the African context. So not just Ghana, but some other African countries as well. Because most of the solutions that we use usually comes from the West, and it doesn't really reflect what
it's not custom made to our problems.
It's not made to fit the kind of situations we have here. So we look at those situations, and then we look at how we can use AI to tackle some of those situations. So Gifty mentioned that we collaborated with the GIZ and then Ministry of Food and Agriculture. So we had to visit some districts in Ashanti region, collect data from farmers on some diseases that usually plague their crops. Sometimes it ends their cultivation season in awe because of how devastating the condition would be. And so we look at how we will be able to use the kind of information we can get from them to build something that will be beneficial for them, to be able to tackle some of those situations. So in that, we got the data from them, collaborated with them, and then built the toolbox out of the interactions we had with them. Then we realized that there was something that we were not even paying attention to, in the sense that we build the solutions, but the ultimate output is usually communicated in English. But the local farmer is not able to either read or fully understand what is being communicated. So there was the need that you build a tool, it can be very useful, but if your end user doesn't understand it, it's quite useless. So we have to find a way of translating it into something that they would understand. And so we had to bring in tools to be able to convert the English to something local that they understand. So the local languages that they are. So we looked at converting the English to Asante Twi, Ekuapem Twi, Ewe, and then Hausa. So the local farmer, at least, if is not able to read or understand English, would be able to have some familiarity with some of the languages that we've mentioned. Then, when we did the translation, we realized that a lot of people can speak Twi, but a lot of people cannot read the Twi. So it's good that you either read it out for them in audio format, so that at least if he's not able to read, he will listen to what the solution has to say and then try to implement it on their farms, right? So that is one case scenario of as part of the impact projects that we are looking
benefiting society.
Benefiting society. There are other ones in health, energy system, and then, like he mentioned, the assistive technology as well, where we look at peoples with disability, not just hearing. So we have a team working on hearing aids, AI-powered hearing aids that would do some noise cancellations and then focus on certain voices depending on where they are and the kind of environment that they are in. And then one with people with physical disability where they cannot move, and then home automations when they have to move around in their houses when there's no one around, or have to give certain commands that they can do on their own without having to rely entirely on someone else to do for them. So those are some of the impact projects that we are looking at that would
directly benefit society.
Yeah.
Okay. You are the communications officer for Real, right? What excites you most about, the work that you're doing with AI?
I would say the impacts. The Women in Technology theme has been launching the Real Robotics Real Robotics Club in the junior high and senior high schools. As I mentioned, we have Good Shepherd Junior High School, we have Mauli Senior High School, and all the other senior high schools, Fiakobi Senior High Schools. What excites me is when we go for these outreaches, you see these students, how enthusiastic they are, wanting to learn these robotics, trying to work with the tools, and it excites me because that's the future, right? And especially the female usually they are scared of science, STEM and all that, but these initiatives increase their confidence that they can do it, and right from the young stage they are being trained, so before they get to the university they already even have a clear path of career, and then they have the basic skills to be able to do these amazing things we are talking about.
Fantastic. And I'll give the final, I'll bring the almost final question to you. What message do you have for our listeners and those also watching on Facebook about the future of AI and Real's role in shaping it?
Okay, so I think that we are already in the future
The
space.
future. The future is already here.
Yeah.
The future is already with us. AI is not just a tool that we can use. It has become part of our daily life. Almost every section of our life, some section of our life currently is being controlled or utilizing some AI in of sorts. So it is not far away from you as you may think. You may think that because you are using terms that you do not understand, it's so far away from you. It's not far away from you. And for parents who have wards that are interested in either learning or pursuing some careers in the IT sector that would have something to do with AI, at some points in life, most jobs are going to transition into one that would require some automation, some knowledge base in either artificial intelligence or something related to that section. Now, Real is, like she mentioned, is building capacity in those areas where we are reaching out to people at the early stages of their career development. And so I think we would have a good way of ushering them into the future of AI. Now there's the advent of quantum computing that is also gaining effect. But the problem we have is we have a lot of data around us, except that we are not harvesting it to use it for our own good. And so we are relying on the concept that the West will build it and then bring it to us. which is
Cheap side.
is not exactly going to help our situation
Yeah.
unless we get up and build some things for
That is
ourselves.
tailor made to our needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you understand your problem and you are building a solution for it, you put yourself in it without adding any form of biases in
Okay.
there. But if you let someone else build the tool for you, the tendency that their biases are going to be part of the tool they deliver to you in the long run is
high.
going to be part of the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Any last words?
Yeah, my PI always says AI is a good thing and it has come to stay.
What is PI?
Principal investigator, Professor Jerry John Punyo.
Okay.
Yes, he always says AI is a good thing. It has come to stay. We just have to focus on the positives and guard against the negative.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Gifty Antoinette Hupati, Communications Officer, Responsible AI Lab, RAIL, and Musa Ibrahim Ali, Researcher and Responsible AI at Responsible AI Lab, RAIL. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me today on the Morning Star. We're just about wrapping up. I have a birthday dedication I have to